right, good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining the Finance and Audit Committee meeting of the Dutchess County LDC. Jasmine, we could call the roll call, please?
Kathy Bauer.
Here.
Jamie Pacone.
Here.
Don Sagliano.
All right, next on the agenda, we have the approval of the minutes from the October 4th Finance and Audit Committee meeting. If everyone's had a chance to review, would somebody like to make a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
And I will second that.
Jamie Pacone.
Approve.
Kathy Bauer.
Approved. Next, we have our accountants here, RBT with Shannon. Shannon, I'll let you review the 2023 audit.
Sure. So if we go to page 1, this is the audit report, and paragraph 2 is your opinion. So the LDC did receive a clean opinion. Pages 2 and 3 are just a continuation of the opinion letter. Pages 4 and 5 are the summary of the financial statement, and that'll be the focus. So on the bottom of page 4, it's the summary of the net position. So back in 2022, there was a new accounting pronouncement which required the LDC to put on a right to use asset and a lease obligation for the lease of the office space. So you'll see that there. That was new. So for 2023, the asset was $570,000 and the liability was $636,000. And that's now going to stay on the books until the lease matures, and either you renew and then a new value will go on, or you pick a new spot. So overall, your total assets increased by $223,000. Your liabilities decreased by $37,000, so that's good. And your total net position went up by $260,000. So again, strong year. You're increasing everything that should be increasing. So your administrative and closing fees increased by $347,000, and that's just due to issuance of revenue bond to Bard College. Your service contract revenue decreased by $120,000 in 2023, and this was just due to ARP funding. Your administrative expenses also decreased $57,000, and that was a decrease in advertising and marketing expenses. So overall, strong year. On page 5, we go into the detail of how that happened. So your operating revenues increased $216,000, and that kind of summarizes the things that we just talked about. And your operating expenses decreased. So, in a year of where costs are always increasing, you decreased your costs. So that's something to be commended about. And your operating income increased $278,000, and your net position, as we talked about, increased $349,000. So your current known facts and decisions are, again, just a summary of your minutes for 2023 and things that you guys have decided on and projects that have occurred during the year. Pages 7 and, yep, sure.
No, the interest income is nice. Back on the IDA and the LDC.
Yep.
That's a great jump with the rates last year.
Yep. So I do have a breakdown of that, though.
No, we know.
Yeah, it did jump.
Favorable rates.
Yeah, the rates have been very favorable.
We were
So,
budgeting that for this year.
Yeah, last year it was 21,000, and this year it was 90,000. So that's a nice little bonus for the year. But pages 7 is just the detail of your statements of net position, so your assets and your liabilities. Nothing really out of the norm to really talk about. And then page 8 is your statement of revenues, expenses, and changes in net position. So we already talked about your change in revenue and how your advertising and marketing expense, because that's the only really big change in what showed your decrease in your expenses there, because that was your major line item right there. And that was because your event expense went down and your marketing for art came down. Page 9 is your change in cash, just shows how you got from your beginning to your ending cash from last year to this year. Pages 9 through 13 are your notes. Nope, 14 are your notes. it just shows the detail of some of the things that are on there. Your capital assets on page 12 just shows your fixed assets and your lease space here. So you'll see that your office lease space was 803,000 based on the terms of the agreement. And it shows what it's now sitting at on the balance sheet there that we already talked about.
Where's that?
Page 12,
Page 12, you
So-
said 800.
803.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was the
Right.
total agreement.
Yeah.
And then
I just-
it's kind of like an asset, it
I know, it's
depreciates over,
ridiculous.
yeah.
Government.
Yep. Yep. I don't make the rules, I
I
just
know.
have to abide by them. And then, page 13 just shows your breakdown of your professional service contracts. And note, 5 there is just a summary of your conduit debt, which we're gonna get to next. So page 15, this is all your supplemental information. So your conduit debt, and you have a lot, which we're still waiting on some information, which is highlighted there. So you'll see all your conduit debt there. And then pages 16 and 17 are your project information. And we're still missing a little bit of information on the FTEs there.
Which came in.
Yeah, okay, so we will have that finalized for the full board presentation. And then the other reporting required by governmental auditing standards, just like the IDA, there are no internal control findings, no compliance findings, no management suggestions. So a very clean audit.
Nice.
Any questions?
None.
All right, with no questions, I'll see if anybody wants to make a motion to have a have this presented to the board at the next meeting.
I will make a recommendation to recommend the approval of the audit for the LDC.
And I will second that.
Okay. Jim Picone,
Approve.
Kathy Bauer.
Approved. Any old business? New business?
No,
No, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
thank you.